Hi, everyone. I'm so glad I got to yell into my arm. That was great. I really needed that. So I'm a professor at CU Boulder, and I'm hoping to give you your nerd fix tonight. Low emotion, high nerd. I was hired as a professor, an English professor some years ago at CU Boulder, and I had big plans to be a normal professor that didn't really work out very well. Instead, I just became more myself, which it turns out is a feminist who gets really jazzed up by old computers. I also became a professor who not only reads text on pages, but I actually read hardware and software archaeologically from the ground up to get us thinking about how media shape us and how we, in turn, can shape media. What this means for my teaching is that I've become really passionate about trying to unsettle the sense of resignation and pessimism in my students about the state of the world these days. And I try to help them think about how they could better shape the future or their future. So what I'll do more concretely is I'll bring them into the media archaeology lab and I'll show them how things used to be and try to give them ideas about how things could still be. What if, I'll ask them, your computer were not hermetically sealed? What if you could open it up and actually understand how things work from the inside out? What if you worked on your machine rather than it working on you? Or what if you built your own alternative internet? And you can do this. What if it's a network that you could actually understand how it works? And what if it's a network that's free of surveillance, that's free of data mining, and free of tracking? At the same time as I'm trying to work their imaginations, I'll try to slip in other life lessons like the US isn't the center of the world. There are and were actually different and sometimes better computers and networks. So another way of putting this is that I use the Media Archaeology Lab as a kind of time machine. Old computers help us revisit the past, re-see the present, and hopefully reshape the future. I also try to use the lab to argue against planned obsolescence. This really drives me crazy. And as you're going to see in some of my slides tonight, we have computers in the lab that work perfectly fine, and they're 40 years old. The other thing I'm really passionate about, too, is making the lab a space that's open to everyone, but that's especially open to women, because in 2017, a lot of women still believe that they don't belong in computing. So 3 computers I love to show students. The first one is this Altair 8800B from 1976. It works with switches. Up is 1 and down is 0. So for the first time, students actually experience binary. The second computer, an Apple IIe from 1982. This was a real game changer for writers, I'll tell them, because for the first time, writers could use uppercase and lowercase letters. So just imagine I've got a whole room full of 18 to 20-year-olds working on Apple IIe computers. Most of them have never programmed before in their lives, and they really believe they never will program. And all of a sudden, they're tinkering around in Apple Basic. It's really amazing. And the third machine is this Apple Lisa, and one of my favorite things to do is to get them to guess how much it cost in 1983. And usually I get to say, no, guess more, it was $10,000. So zooming out, I just wanted to show you some of our collection. This is our collection of Apple computers, along with our luggables, portables, and laptops. And then on the opposite side of the same room, you can see our non-Apple collection of computers. Some of the highlights are a fresh, unopened box of 8-inch floppies. And also an Apple II computer, a Swedish clone, and as well as a computer from East Germany from 1986. We also have a really awesome gaming corner for folks to hang out in, and a growing collection of analog media. Surprisingly, or maybe not, students love playing with the typewriters, and they also get pretty excited about the phonograph player that we have from 1912 that works by hand crank, no electricity. Weirdly enough, we also have a collection of CIA-issued lie detectors that I wanted to show you, and Scientology e-meters. And I have to tell you, I'm always tempted to try these out on my students when they hand in their papers. So the Media Archaeology Lab, everything works, everything is meant to be turned on, and everyone is welcome. There's no bar to entry because the future belongs to everyone. Thank you.